dragged to it. I feel like he's the stand-in for a lot of guys who get dragged to it.
All right. I think I know the answer to this, but I'll ask it anyways. Is there any way they could make the last Twilight movie redeeming enough to justify the whole series?
Oh, hell yeah. They just have to change the ending.
Okay.
I mean, am I allowed to spoil this? Because I've read this, so I know where this is going.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so in the next movie mainly involves them training, new Super Saiyan vampire Bella to good at being a vampire, and the bad vampires all show up with all their bad vampire friends for like a war, and the good vampires all get the good vampires and werewolves and stuff together for a big fight, and it looks like they're like, oh man, this has been building up to some stuff. There's going to be like a big brawl and stuff here, and instead it turns out Bella's superpowers just throw a force field around everything so no one can get hurt, and then some guy we've never met anywhere else in the series shows up and tells everyone that everything they've been worried about is wrong because of some stuff we've never known about until exactly that moment, and then it's over. So if they do something different than that, then maybe that'll work.
All right.
But yeah, that's what you have to look forward to. So I think, maybe kill a bunch of people, work the R rating, have some vampires acting like vampires. Someone looks perplexed.
Yeah. Yep, I sure did.
All right. Are you, now that you're doing movie reviews for your living, essentially, are you able to get enjoyment out of watching films anymore? Or does your mind basically go straight to the movie reviewer?
Well, I was doing that anyway, so it's always been a watching stuff with a critical eye thing. Some days I do go to see some stuff that I really want to see, and I have to kind of put myself back in the mindset of I'm here for fun. This is not necessarily work today, but it comes out of it. Anyone who does something that they love for a living has had that experience where it's like I might want to do something else right now, but overall I've been able to stick with it.
Perfect. Are there any current trends in gaming and or Hollywood that are disturbing you right now, and what are they?
Oh man, how long am I going to be on this call? Because this could be a long.
As long as you want, sir. Well, not as long as you want, but until noon. So.
Yeah, that's cool. I've got nothing but time. Okay, yeah. Well, in movies, I am not a person who is opposed to remakes or adaptations of things. Like the fact that someone is making a Battleship movie doesn't really bother me, because I think you could probably make something out of that. It's so much as it's probably going to be bad. But the fact that you cannot get an original screenplay made is a real problem right now, because, not for nothing, this has been going on for like 5 years now. Another 5 years of every movie being an adaptation, a remake, or a sequel. If nothing else, a decade later, what are we going to remake from now? It needs to get something, and I'm sure, I'm leaving something, obviously Inception, huge hit, original screenplay, but it's sort of problematic. Video games, is Modern Warfare 3 officially now like the best-selling thing in the history of anything?
Pretty much the best-selling media product or something.
Yeah, that's pretty disturbing.
It's like 400 million, I think, on the opening day.
Yeah, that's pretty damn disturbing to me. So, yeah, so that could be, I mean, I don't know how many people watching or know of the game, overthinking about at least sort of a broken record about, the multiplayer military first-person shooter gunwag thing. I can't wait for that to hit an iceberg. And I'm starting to get the sixth sense that it's not going to. And this is going to be what Sonic-style platformers were for like 15 years in the late 80s and 90s. And that I see... I'm not enthusiastic about the future of video games right now. I'll put it that way.
All right.
Don't mean to bring everybody down, but yeah.
Well, speaking of video games, saying De5ertBus is quite likely the worst game in the world.
Okay.
But what's the worst game that you have played?
Oh man, I'm blanking now. Recently or all time?
Let's go with recent.
Let's go recent, yeah.
Recently worse. Well, right now, even though I love the game, I am pissed at Arkham City because, that mysterious vanishing save file problem?
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I got that.
Oh, I saw your tweets about that.
Yeah, I got that. And, it happened a day before I had to go buy Skyward Sword. So right now I'm just kind of taking it as a message.
Yeah, there's like the fun kind of glitches where graphics go weird and stuff, and then there's the not fun glitches.
Yeah. But it saved all my achievements, which is like a perfect metaphor for everything wrong with like the achievement gaming culture. Is my save file is gone. I gotta start the whole story over, but it remembers that I beat up like 5 guys in an alley somewhere and got this stupid little meaningless trophy. So spectacular.
Nice.
What was that? What was that thing that was like the Norse god? But they were aliens. Was that too human?
Probably.
I thought that was Indiana Jones.
No.
Wasn't
that Thor?
Yeah, I think Too Human was was like Norse guys in the future.
Norse gods, accepted.
Yeah, that was I rented that, played it for about an hour, and said, yeah, this is awful. So so that was pretty bad. Recently, what I've been playing has been good though. So I've working towards that. Haven't picked up Modern Warfare 3 yet because the place that I used to rent games that I had no intention of buying from has closed.
Mm.
So see what happens there.
So
I have to get GameFly now.
What about all time?
All time. God, the Shadow the Hedgehog has to be right up there.
Nice. Nice.
I mean, I played like a lot of broken games on like the Atari and the computer and such, but that almost feels unfair. I haven't played, but I gave a look to that Tanuki game that PETA made, which looks bad for a PETA Flash game.
Oh God! Oh God!
Yeah, stay tuned to various Movie Bob Media for how I feel about that.
Yeah, well, actually, speaking of that, this is a rather accusatory thing being on your first episode of The Big Picture, you said that you'd talk about all sorts of things, including monkeys. Why has there not been an episode on monkeys yet? This makes the person very sad.
Pretty... This is my kind of person. I at the last minute swapped out for relevancy's sake on Schlocktober. The last movie was going to be King Kong Lives.
Oh, so
and it wanted to be the Toxic Avenger. So there will be a monkey episode. I'm sure there's been mentions of monkeys there at some point, but there will be monkey-related episodes in the future. I promise. That is an oversight.
Right. Do you have any advice for an aspiring filmmaker? Or do you think what areas do you think a film student should focus on to become a better writer and/or director?
Gosh, that's I don't have any jokes to tell, so I don't know. I don't know where to go. Okay, serious face. If you're in film school, my best advice, if you're in film school, you're probably already interested enough in movies to have areas that you want to focus on. My best advice would be the areas that are like that you regard as like the most boring parts of filmmaking that you don't want to be involved in. Learn them. Because there's an awful lot of people that get into this and they say, well, I'm in this, I'm a pretty good writer, I know my way around blocking a scene, but I don't know anything about sound. Learn about sound. If you haven't taken an acting class, take a couple, so
that sort of
that what works and what doesn't for actors. Figure out what it is you want to do specifically early on. Again, a lot of people get in and they say, well, I like to make, homemade special effects and put them in movies. Maybe I should be a movie director. Well, maybe you should be a special effects technician. Things of that nature would be my advice. As someone who did not get this kind of good advice in his, state college film track class and has kind of had to learn it, teach this to himself later.
There's lots of hate for the 3D movies thing. People are saying, when are we going to get rid of 3D movies, and is there anything I can do to speed up that process?
Go to see the 2D version, but I don't hate 3D movies, and I don't know about going away. I think that right now the fact that it's this giant fad is probably gone in a few years because the writing's on the wall that that audiences are looking up when it's been shot in 3D versus actually just converted into 3D and are making their decisions based on that. But I don't think it's ever going to go away because it never really did go away. Now it's this big thing, but there have always been 1 or 2 3D movies coming out, and I think that you're only going to see more only in the theater, quote unquote gimmicks like this as movie theaters try to stay afloat in this age of everything being on demand and pirates. So you're going to see a lot more of them. I think you're also going to see other things being done with 3D technology than the 3D itself. As they because what the 3D technology that they have now basically allows you to do is hide entire sections of a screen image to people not wearing those glasses. So there's probably all sorts of stuff you can do with that. That would be pretty interesting. I could easily foresee in another 5 to 10 years being able to watch the R or PG-13 version of a movie, depending on whether or not you were wearing the glasses. I think someone's going to give that a shot.
Oh, that would be super cool.
Yeah, it obviously wouldn't work for everything, but like if they're going to do this business where it's like, here's the blood-free version and here's the blood version, that's actually conceivable with this technology right now. And I'm not like spoiling anything that anyone's like trying. I don't know that anyone's doing that, but it's possible.
Oh man,
Sony is doing that 2-player video game TV thing with the 3D glasses.
That really puts those, you always see those marketing images for 3D glasses of like the family gathered around the TV all wearing 3D glasses. It puts that into different contexts, and maybe the mom and dad are actually seeing a different film than the kids are.
So we could go with our girlfriends. The wife could see the rom-com, and we could watch Batman.
Wow.
Could be.
That could be interesting.
You probably need some headphones for that too.
Yeah.
And new sets of 3D glasses.
Theoretically, it's there. I could see. Actually, here's a for example. Who saw Machete?
I sorely did not. I really wanted to, but never got around to it.
It's on
Okay,
Netflix.
all right. Who saw the preview for the movie Machete?
Basically the same thing. Yeah.
So we all saw this really gratuitous shot of Jessica Alba bent over a sink, right? Wearing like a underwear, basically.
Gotta watch this trailer.
Yeah. So we've seen this. Okay, so in the movie, it appears that she's nude, and a whole lot of people who saw this movie said, "Wow, I've seen Jessica Alba nude." No, you didn't. You saw the trailer, you saw the actual shot, and they actually CGI'd the nudity onto her in the movie because I guess she doesn't do nudity for that. And so you could conceivably do that with the 3D glasses, like panties on, panties off, panties on, panties off. That is again, no one's done it, but it's doable.
You're really opening my eyes to a new world of technology we could have here.
I do what I can.
So, what video game would you like to be turned into a movie, and who would direct it, and who would you give a leading role to? Rather complex question. Is there any game or any games that you really feel are crying out for a movie?
Is this another one of those things where I just have to exempt Mario from it? I mean, that would be the answer, but I want to think of one that's not so obvious.
Well, okay, but if you did Mario, I assume you wouldn't have Bob Hoskins as the lead.
If he would do it again, I would, because he was actually perfect casting.
Oh, I see.
Mean, like I know he hates the movie, and I hate the movie, and that they didn't have a script, and he tried to take his name off it. The director did take his name off it, but he was actually really good casting for that. Now I don't know who you'd get.
Ron Jeremy.
Probably an unknown Italian man with mustache.
Nice.
I hear Silvio Berlusconi is available.
Yeah.
That'll be cool. I'm sure that there are 1,000,001 guys in like character acting who look enough like that could do it, and just put them up on wires for the jumps, and there you go. God, I've always said that if someone ever said, "Bob, you can direct whatever you want," I'd do like Super Mario Brothers movie. I'd love to see them like do Kirby as an animated movie. That was better than the ones that they did. I think that would be really cool.
I was going to say, it seems like they already have done one.